And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Welcome to Alaska Weather. I'm meteorologist Peter Chan, coming to you from the National Weather Service on this Sunday, February 18th, 2024. And there's always additional weather information you can get on top of what I provide in this YouTube broadcast. You can go to weather.gov, and this opens up the doorway to all sorts of information for anywhere across the country. The National Weather Service is responsible for all of the official watches, warnings that are issued anywhere in the country. You point and click on this map of the lower 48, or here's Hawaii and Alaska to the lower left with tabs to the territories. It'll bring up a specific local forecast with any relevant watches, warnings, or advisories, and there's all sorts of other information available if you explore on that site. Well, one thing is, I forgot to quick mention, California is getting another storm rolling through there, a couple not quite as big of atmospheric river systems as what happened a week or two ago. But there is even the potential of a couple of weak tornadoes there in the Sacramento Valley tomorrow, along with gusty winds, heavy snows in the Sierra Nevada. Here in Alaska, we're going to see another round of snow and some blowing snow and perhaps even a little mixed precipitation working its way along and into the west coast, western interior as we begin late tonight through Monday, Tuesday, early Wednesday morning. Also, with strong southeast to south winds, we have these Chinook winds and warming that'll occur along the Alaska Range, especially on the north side. And mild temperatures also pushing up through Cook Inlet. We'll get areas of south central, including Anchorage and the Matanuska, Susitna valleys into the 40s with some gusty winds, especially on Monday and Tuesday. But all signs point as to what I've been saying. We're going to see a return of some colder weather here toward the end of the month and for the beginning of March. So don't get too accustomed to the milder temperatures, though it's certainly been a nice break from the real cold weather we had from mid-January into early February. Well, an area that is going to see accumulating snow that is under a winter storm warning for later tonight and Tuesday morning through, or I say Monday morning through late Tuesday night is Anvik. Several inches of snow, 6 to as much as 12 inches of snow could fall there in that time frame as that moisture works its way up and through the western interior. Notice the lowering of the clouds. There's been a little light snow there today, but that'll be the case. Low ceilings and areas of precipitation. Temperatures early in the afternoon, 21 degrees. Isabel Pass, increasing clouds, and the winds will be building. Those Chinook winds will be blowing through and downslope side on the north there of the Alaska Range tomorrow through Wednesday. Temperature, at least as of early afternoon, 30 degrees Isabel Pass. But as I mentioned, some areas there along the Alaska Range with those favorable downslope Chinook winds will warm into the 40s. Kodiak has low clouds, fog, 43 degrees. There will be some more rain moving up through there. And Anchorage, cloudy skies, been a few sprinkles. Matsu Valley as well as Anchorage Bowl this Sunday afternoon with temperatures just above freezing and even warmer temperatures on the way, probably by a good 10 degrees later Monday and especially Tuesday. So looking at what we have in terms of watch, warnings, advisories, special weather statements, we'll start with in the west. We have winter storm warnings now for the areas around Ruby, Galena, Caltag down through Anvik, Holy Cross. This area could pick up several inches of snow from tonight through early Wednesday morning. Could even be a little bit of a mix, some little bit of freezing rain or ice pellets mix in at times because there's a pretty good push of moisture and milder air coming in up from the south. We also have just this broad area here in blue, special weather statement for periods of snow with a little bit of a mix possible, especially around Norton Sound, the lower Yukon Delta. Further north, mainly snow. Blizzard warnings here for the north and west side of the Seward Peninsula through the Bering Strait and on St. Lawrence Island, as more moisture, snow, and winds will be causing considerable blowing and drifting snow at times. We also have a winter weather advisory for blowing snow through Tuesday evening up here from Point Lay down to Point Hope, where a continuation of gusty winds will cause blowing snow. And then here in the Alaska Range, we have winter wind advisories and high wind warnings. The eastern part of the Alaska Range around Donnelly Dome, Black Rapids could see wind gusts as high as 75 miles an hour. And areas further west through Denali Park and that gust around 60 miles an hour. You're going to have strong southeast south winds coming down over the Alaska range. So there will be warming on the other side there, Tanana Valley up through Fairbanks. Temperatures are going to rise above freezing early this week, with some areas in those favorable Chinook warming spots. You could see temperatures in the 40s. Warmer air is coming up also out of the North Pacific, crossing through Kodiak Island, the northern part of the Alaska Peninsula, coming up Cook Inlet. That's going to bump temperatures 40 plus in areas of the Mat-Su Valley, including the Anchorage Bowl and even the west side there of the Seward, of the Kenai Peninsula. Well, looking at what we got going on this afternoon, we do have still areas of moisture along the Gulf Coast, the western Gulf, but more importantly, we have the two main lows. There's the one out here, that was the powerful low that impacted the western Aleutians a couple days ago, with winds as high as 75, 80 miles an hour and 40-foot seas. That low is still spinning out there. You can see kind of the popcorn look to these clouds. Those are showers, rain, snow showers. The original occluded fronts kind of washing out, pushing out into the southwest coast and up into the far northern Bering. But here comes the next impulse of low pressure. The one that's going to have the most moisture will be coming across the Alaska Peninsula Monday night into very early Tuesday morning, and then pushing up here into the southwest and western interior Tuesday into early Wednesday. Looking at the weather map then on this Sunday afternoon, here's the low that really impacted the western Aleutians on Friday, 972 low. It's come up a bit. It's kind of holding steady state though, right around that. And then we have another little low impulse that's going to ride northward and push up into along the southwest coast and then into the interior. That will just reinforce some moisture up across the areas there, kind of the first, I should say, second round of moisture, because we had one round of moisture with this front. Here's the second round. Weak low in the Gulf, or south of the Gulf, really isn't going to do a whole lot. But by the time we get into late tonight, early on Monday morning, we have that secondary impulse riding up along the front. The low still out there just north of the Aleutians and the lower Bering. And then here comes the second, little stronger system, has a better area of moisture around it, along with a better push of warmer temperatures with stronger southerly winds. This is going to push the mild air northward. In fact, temperatures are not going to be falling across this area Monday night. If anything, steady to slowly rising, and Tuesday will be a very warm day up through south central as that warmer air makes it north. A number of spots will easily rise into the 40s. And then by Tuesday, we have that low push up into the lower Yukon Delta area, and that's just going to reinforce moisture here in the western interior on up to the Seward Peninsula south side of the Brooks Range. It's also going to keep this stronger southerly flow across the Alaska Range with strong gusty winds there, but again, milder temperatures pushing up along Cook Inlet into the Mat-Su Valley. So looking at temperatures, most readings in the Panhandle overnight will be above freezing, near maybe a little below freezing in the far north. Areas of south central, look for temperatures to bottom out near freezing in Anchorage, Talkeetna. Teens up in the Copper River Basin. Everywhere else, generally mid-30s above freezing. And then come Monday afternoon, we expect at least 40s to even upper 40s to near 50 down around Klawak, Craig, Heidelberg in the southern Panhandle. Over here could be up around 40 already into Anchorage. And temperatures probably a little warmer than that. Pretty easy to get into the 40s on the west side of the Kenai Peninsula. And then for Tuesday morning, notice the lows stay above freezing across much of south central, much of the Panhandle, with the exception of the far north, and high temperatures on Tuesday across much of the southeast, low, mid, few upper 40s near 50. We're looking at temperatures at least low to mid 40s. 43 is probably underdone there. 39. Talkeetna will probably be at least 42 on Tuesday. So we have a healthy push of milder air coming northward here for the early week across south central. In the far north, we still have pockets below zero. Come Monday morning, Northway will be down around 10 below, still below zero in the Yukon Flats. And then the north slope areas, 10 to 15 below along the Arctic coast. And then temperatures for Monday afternoon, when some of these downslope areas, we're going to get above freezing in the Tanana Valley and just on the north side of the Alaska Range. Staying below zero, though, along the north slope and Arctic coast. Temperatures nudging up to 30 to 32 along Norton Sound. And then for Tuesday morning, still lows below zero in the 10 to 15 below range across the North Slope and Arctic coast. Still those stubborn pockets of below zero readings there around Northway and Chicken. But within the Alaska range with those downslope winds, some areas will stay at or above freezing, and then we do expect readings into the 40s in portions of the Alaska range, and they're on the north side with the downslope winds. And then across the Arctic coast, still a bit below zero on Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures out here in through the southwest interior may get up near freezing in a few spots. Could be a little bit of mixed precipitation, but nothing that would be too heavy in that regard. And then temperatures Monday morning still below freezing southwest interior and near freezing down extending out along the Alaska Peninsula and the eastern Aleutians. Monday afternoon, you're going to see temperatures above freezing, 35 to 40, an easy thing here. Bethel up through Anvik, down through King Salmon, and even down here along the lower portion of the Alaska Peninsula, we see temperatures up near 40. Tuesday morning, we continue to have that next surge of moisture riding up here into the interior. That'll enhance snowfall potential during the day on Tuesday. And then come Tuesday afternoon, warmest temperatures will be along and just west of the Alaska range, at least in the southwest interior. It stays a bit colder along the lower Yukon Delta. Expect temperatures to stay mid to upper 20s. And then getting readings back up a bit above freezing, maybe around 37, 38 as you get out toward Dutch Harbor. But certainly the warmest air is going to funnel up there through Cook Inlet, up through Anchorage, and then up across the Alaska range. And here's what we've been talking about here. It's a pretty clear signal for temperatures to be below to much below normal here for the end of the month. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook, February 24th through the 28th. This year we have February 29th. It's a leap year. But notice as I push this past, go the 8 to 14 day outlook, very strong signal and likelihood of below to much below normal temperatures across much of the mainland, especially the southern 2/3 along and south of the Yukon River, including areas of the northern Panhandle. So we are going to be looking at a chillier period of weather here to start out the month of March. And precipitation is expected to average below normal in the northwest and along areas, say, as we get out toward Kotzebue down through Nome. That area, colder, drier, northeast to north flow. Near normal precipitation across the northeast through the central interior, across south central, southwest, but could see precipitation average a bit above normal along the Alcan border from Northway and then down across much of the Panhandle here as we go into the end of the month.